New York Congressman Brian Higgins, co-chair of the U.S. Northern Border Caucus and the Canada-U.S. Interparliamentary Group. Welcome, Congressman Higgins. Nice to have you on the show. I know you're one of those people who wants that border to reopen. What arguments are you making? And when do you think this should happen?
Well, it should happen immediately. I mean, people that have property in Canada should be able to visit their property. People who have been separated from their loved ones for the past 15 months, people that want to transact business. You know, we've been told by U.S. and Canadian public health officials, follow the science, follow the facts, follow the data. And what the data tells us is if you are fully vaccinated, you have a very powerful immunity from getting COVID or giving COVID. And therefore, whether it's 10% of the Canadian population or 45% of the American population, those who have been fully vaccinated should be able to cross the border incrementally at first, and then look for a more comprehensive reopening of the border on or about July 1st.
Would the states consider doing this unilaterally, Congressman? Is there talk in the U.S. of saying, well, we'll open our side if the Canadians don't do theirs?
Well, look, I think ideally, I think your Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, President Joe Biden are people of goodwill. They obviously have a good diplomatic relationship, but they did speak about this issue while they were in Europe. But, you know, you just have to, again, follow the science. And our Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the existential public health agency in the United States, says if you're fully vaccinated, you can go back to pre-pandemic activity. You don't need to wear a mask and you don't need to socially distance. I think what's being lost here is the potency, the power of this vaccine, this medicine against the disease. And if you're fully vaccinated, you can't give it, nor can you get it. And therefore, you should be able to travel, again, to a property, to be reunited with a loved one, and to transact business.
But you would need sort of proof of vaccine at the border. But let me play devil's advocate here, Congressman, for a second. So we just saw the UK push back their reopening by another 4 weeks due to the Delta variant. Now, the UK was set to lift more restrictions on June 21st. That's the same day the Canada-U.S. border closure is set to expire, maybe be renewed again. Is it wise to reopen the border when the threat of the Delta variant can derail that progress you're talking about?
Well, I don't think it will derail the progress that's been made. Our Centers for Disease Control and Prevention take into account, first of all, that all viruses mutate in many, many times. And the potency of these vaccines, in many cases, 95% effective, 90% effective, are effective even against the variants, including the Delta. So, you know, again, I think people are missing the really miraculous accomplishments that's been made here, and that is the development of a vaccine very, very quickly, in one that has been tested rigorously for both safety and efficacy. And because it is so effective, our Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, our public health officials have deemed this to be provide very powerful immunity from both getting COVID and so powerful that you no longer have to socially distance. You no longer have to wear a mask. So those people, I mean, think about it. I represent Buffalo, New York, and Niagara Falls, New York. A lot of people in my community, I spent my summers as a kid growing up on the Canadian shores of Lake Erie. A lot of people in our communities bought property at Bay Beach, Crystal Beach, Thunder Bay. Two people that are fully vaccinated, driving up to their cottage to enjoy their property, to maintain their property, they pose no risk to anybody else nor themselves. That needs to be recognized. For the 15 months of this pandemic, we have all been told on both sides of the border that the game-changing moment, the inflection point, would be the availability of vaccines, and nobody anticipated that they would be this powerful of immunity, providing immunity against getting or giving COVID.
Congressman Higgins, I know this is your battle, and you've got some pretty powerful allies in Congress. So we'll see on June 21st whether the border restrictions will be extended or whether they will be lifted as you wish. And many of us who have family in the States do as well. Congressman Higgins, thanks so much for taking the time to talk to us.
Thanks for having me.